Hi, this is your instructor, Tori Quizmundo. We're going to take a look at PowerPoint practice files. Let's go ahead and get started with PowerPoint practice file 1. I'll click on my practice file from the Blackboard site, and I'd like to go ahead and save that to my desktop, and I will open that file. Now, there are some other files I need to save to my desktop and have them there so I can use them later on in this project. So one of them is a hotel PowerPoint, and the other one is an audio file. So these two files here, hotel, you could right click and save link as on each of these and save them to your desktop. Okay, I have saved both of these to my desktop, so I am ready to go. Also, you'll find on there's a set of instructions. Here's your set of instructions and your .docx, your Word file. You can download those or open them in a separate monitor or do a split screen so that you can complete these tasks. Let's go ahead and get started. Once I open my file, I'll need to click to enable editing so I can go ahead and get started. Let's take a look at task number 1. Task number 1 says, oh, I have an add-on. And I don't need that. Okay, task number 1 says, for us to add the word project to the presentation properties, in order to add anything to the properties, we've got to go to File. When I take a look at the properties right here, I don't see any comments there, so I need to get more properties. And you're probably tempted to click in here and go to Advanced, but you don't need to go that deep. Remember, click down here on the bottom of your screen, show all properties, click there, and you will get all of them. Now I've got the comments. I can click into my comments and add in there the word project. And that task is complete. Let's take a look at task 2. Task 2 is going to ask me to hide slide 5. So I'll take a look here. Here's slide 5. I've selected it. The easiest way to do that is to right click on slide 5 and say hide slide. Now, if I was told to unhide it, I would do the same thing. How do I know it's hidden? Do you see the slash that goes through the number 5? That means it's hidden. That also means that it will not play in my presentation. So if I needed to unhide it, I would right click and click hide slide again, and it's unhidden. But we would like to hide it, so I will right click and hide slide. My slide is hidden. All right, let's take a look at task 3. Create a custom show. Okay, in order to create a custom show, I need to go to my slideshow tab. Then I will click custom slideshow and custom shows. I'm going to need to create a new show, and it's going to ask me to name this new show. And according to my tasked set of directions, it's going to ask me to name it New Hire. It will ask me if I'll take slides 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Add those in, and then it's going to ask me to take slides 10, 11, and 12, 10, 11, and 12. Now, when 10 and 11 and 12 move over, they are now 4, 5, and 6. Okay, I've got my custom slideshow is created. I will say, okay, it is called New Hire. I am good. I can close that out. That task is complete. Let's take a look at task number 4. Disable the autocorrect setting. Well, all of our autocorrect settings are going to be found under your File tab, under your Options, in your Proofing, and under Autocorrect. Now here is going to be all of our options, right? And I already had mine unchecked because I was playing with it. Sometimes on your test, it will ask you to do something and it may already be unchecked, but you always double check it. And this question asked me to disable the autocorrect for selecting to capitalize the first letter of every sentence. And this one here was already unselected. So make sure you leave it unselected and say okay. So that task is complete, but always double check. Let's take a look at task 5. On task 5, it says on slide 2. So I'm going to go to slide 2. On slide 2, find the text project description at project.com. Now I'm going to make a slight change when I go to type this in, and I'm going to tell you why. When I created this for you guys, at project.com is actually an email address, so it tries to email it to someone, and that's not what we want. But you may have already tried it, so I'd like to leave that part in here. This way you know why it's a little bit mixed up. So here, projectdescription@project.com. If I try to link that, it's going to ask me to email it. So you will not have that little slight tweak on your test. But, if we are going to insert a hyperlink, we're going to do it the same way. Either way, we're going to go up to our Insert tab. We're going to choose our hyperlinks. And it's going to say text to display. Since I have it selected, it's going to put my text in there. The address of where I'd like to put it, though, if I type in here, project description, CRPROJECT. Okay, if I do that, do you see where it gets mailed to in there? And there's no way for me to take that out. So I'm going to take all of this out. What I should have had you guys do is just put in there project description.com. And it says mail to, but you won't have that little hiccup on your test. Now, it's also going to ask us to add a screen tip in there. And on our screen tip, it's going to say add a screen tip of project description. Project description. And just as a reminder, make sure that you always have a capital if it shows a capital, and this one does, and your space in between it, so we know we're good, and that task is complete. Okay, now let's take a look at task 6. Task 6 is going to ask us to go to slide 11. So I'm going to scroll down and take a look at slide 11. Task number 6 says, on slide 11, move the circle behind the Smart Art. Well, if I'd like to move my circle, first I have to select it. Once I select it, I'll get my Format tab. I'll select my Format tab, and I can either say Send Backwards or Send to Back. I'm going to say Send to Back. Either one will work. What happens is if I say Send Backwards, it does it one level at a time. If I say Send to Back, it brings it to the furthest most back spot. That's the difference between the two. So I have moved the circle behind my Smart Art. Now add a 5-point star. Okay, I'm going to unselect everything. I'll go to Insert. I need a shape. I'll choose a 5-point star. And I'm going to insert that. It doesn't tell me how big to make it or where to put it. Just ask me to insert the 5-point star. And change the shape fill color to any color besides green. Well, here's my shape fill color. So maybe I'll make it yellow or gold. Let's go gold. Okay. And then it's going to ask me to place it between the Smart Art and the circle so that only the top half is showing. So if I move it now over here, it's on top of my Smart Art and my circle. So I'll move it there because it only wants me to show the top half. So I would say that's about the top half of my star. Okay. And then I'm going to say send it backwards. Now, had I have chosen send to back, it's going to go behind the circle. Because if you tell it send backwards, it goes one level at a time. And if you say send to back, it goes all the way. All right? So this task asked me to move the circle behind the Smart Art, add a 5-point star, change the shape fill color, place it between the Smart Art and the circle so that only the top half is showing. This task is complete. Let's take a look at task number 7. Change the slide size to on-screen show 1610 to ensure fit. Okay, so my slide size is going to be found under my Design tab. So I can come over here to my Slide Size button, and here it gives me the standard 4.3 or the widescreen, but it wants me to change it to 1610, so that would be a custom size. So let's see here, this is going to be 16 here, 16, and this is going to be 10. And make sure it is ensure fit. So when I say OK, it's going to say maximize or ensure fit. I will say ensure fit, And that task is complete. Awesome. Let's take a look at task number 8. Task number 8 says insert the word draft to the footer on all slides except the title slide. To insert a footer, I'm going to go to the Insert tab, and I'm going to choose Header or Footer. Well, I'm going to click for my footer and type into my footer what I would like for it to say, and they said make it say draft, D-R-A-F-T. And then I'm going to say do not show on the title slide because that's what the task said, on all slides except the title slide. And then I will say apply to all, and that task is complete. You can see down here at the bottom it's got the word draft. Let's take a look at the next task. Task number 9 on slide 10. Let's click on slide 10. Change the chart type to a pie chart. Well, right now I've got a column chart, and it's going to ask me to change my chart type under my Chart Tools Design tab. Now, I only get that once I select my chart. When I select my chart, I get my chart tools, and on the Design tab, I'll find a button that says Change Chart Type. Click on Change Chart Type. It's going to ask me to make it a pie chart. Click on Pie and say OK. It does not give me any other set of instructions. Let's take a look at task 10. On task 10, it's going to ask us convert the 3 bullets on slide 13. So first let me go down to slide 13. On slide 13, I have 3 bullets. Let me select my 3 bullets. It's going to ask me to convert the 3 bullets to a vertical bullet list. They want me to turn this into SmartArt, is what they're asking. I can come right here and say Convert to SmartArt under my Format tab, or I can right-click and convert it to SmartArt. You choose whichever way you want. It's going to ask us to convert the 3 bullets to a vertical bullet list. This one here is a vertical bullet list. I'm going to go ahead and select that. Then it's going to ask me to move the last line. How will you monitor and control schedule? So here's my last one. Move it to the top item. Don't cut and paste it. Don't copy and paste it. Move it. Under my SmartArt tools, which is now available, I've got a Move Up button. If I click that twice, it will bring it to the top. That task is complete. Let's take a look at task 11. On task 11, it says for all slides, set the transition duration to 3 seconds. So I'll come up to my transitions. I have a duration over here. I can select that and put 3. And then I need to say apply to all. That task is complete. Task number 12 is something that you may or may not have used before, but it gets into the master of your PowerPoints. In order to get to your PowerPoint masters, you've got to go to View. You would like to view your masters. So if you click on your View, you will see here you've got a slide master, a handout master, and a notes master. And if you go into any of those, it will adjust the options you have within your PowerPoint. So for example, right now, some of the options that we have in PowerPoint on my Home tab, if I come over here, I've got these different layouts. Title slide, title and content, section header. All right, if I needed to modify any of these, I would need to do it under the master. So that's what's going to happen in task number 12. They're going to ask us to edit the title and content layout slide master. So first I'll go to View. Then I need to go into my slide master. This is going to adjust itself into the master area. It wants me to edit the title and content, so I need to come over here and find the one which is title and content. And when you lay your mouse over it, it will tell you which slides use that and what the title is. So you can see this one here is alternate section header. This one is to content layout. But they specifically want us to have the title and content layout, so I'm going to select that one. They want us to edit this so that the second level of bullets have an online picture of a check mark. Here is my second level of bullets. I need to make sure that I'm clicked into the second level of bullets. Now, even though I'm in my slide master, I can go back out into my other options. So I need to go to my home tab, hit the down arrow for my bullets, go to bullets and numbering, and now I would like to customize this with a picture, so I need to choose picture, not customize, but picture. And I need to get an online picture. My online picture needs to be a check mark, it says. I'll find a picture of a check mark, select it, and insert it. And then I'm going to take a look here, and I have completed the task. Not fully, because I've got to close out of it, but it's going to ask me to edit the title and content, layout slide master, which is where I am, set the second level of bullets to have any online picture of a check mark. There's my check mark. But now what I've got to do is close out of my master. So I need to come back to my slide master tab and say close my master view. If not, you're going to get confused. Close my master view, and it will close it and bring you back to your regular PowerPoint. Okay, so task number 12 is complete. Let's go ahead and stop this video after task 12. The next video will start with task 13.